You know, there's something about turning 60 that makes you pause for a second. Maybe it's a birthday card that says, "Welcome to your golden years." Or maybe it's just how your knees creak a little louder than they used to. But here's the truth. Life after 60 can be amazing. Full of freedom, full of wisdom, full of purpose. If, and only if, you take care of the one thing that makes it all possible: your health. Now, I'm not talking about training for a marathon or turning into some kind of health guru overnight. That's not the point. But there are certain things doctors have been warning us about for years, things we often overlook, that quietly wear down our heart, our brain, and even our joints. And here's the thing. Sometimes, just stopping a harmful habit can do more for your health than starting a brand new one. So in today's video, we're going to talk about 5 things you absolutely must stop doing after 60. Not to scare you, but to empower you. Think of this as a heart-to-heart, a friendly chat with someone who genuinely wants you to feel better, move better, and live longer. Because those aches, that brain fog, the low energy, they don't have to be your new normal. You deserve better. So let's dive into the first thing doctors say we need to stop. And this one might surprise you. It's sitting too long. Yeah, I know. After decades of work, family, raising kids, and running around, you finally get some peace and quiet. You've earned those hours in your recliner or that favorite corner of the sofa. But here's what no one tells you. Prolonged sitting is quietly damaging your heart, weakening your legs, and even slowing down your brain. Studies have shown that people over 60 who sit for long periods during the day, especially in stretches longer than 30 to 60 minutes, are at significantly higher risk for cardiovascular disease. And it's not just your heart. Sitting too long reduces blood flow to the brain. It increases stiffness in your joints, and it raises your risk of diabetes. But here's the good news. You don't have to stop sitting altogether. Just break it up. Every 30 minutes, get up. Stretch your arms, walk to the kitchen, march in place during commercials. Even just standing while talking on the phone, it all counts. These little movements, they wake your body up again. And over time, these small moments of activity can protect your joints from stiffness and give your brain the oxygen boost it needs to stay sharp. Now let's talk about the second thing doctors say we need to let go of after 60, skipping strength training. If you're thinking, wait, isn't strength training just for younger people or gym rats? You're not alone. So many people over 60 believe that walking is enough to stay fit. And listen, walking is fantastic. It's great for your heart, your mood, even your stress levels. But here's the reality. It doesn't do much for your muscles. And here's the thing. After 60, we naturally start losing muscle mass. It's called sarcopenia, and it's one of the sneakiest ways that independence starts to slip away. You might start noticing it when stairs feel steeper, or when carrying groceries gets a little shaky. That's not just aging, that's muscle loss. Doctors recommend doing some form of resistance training at least 2 days a week. No, you don't need fancy weights or a gym membership. You can use resistance bands, soup cans, even just your own body weight. Try standing squats, wall push-ups, simple chair rises. The goal isn't to bulk up, it's to preserve function. Strong muscles protect your joints. They reduce your risk of falling, and they even help support your metabolism. And if you've never lifted a single weight before, don't worry. It is never too late to start. Even just a few minutes a day can make a huge difference. All right, let's move on to the third habit, one that often flies under the radar, but doctors are becoming increasingly vocal about it: not getting enough sleep, or worse, believing poor sleep is just part of getting older. Here's something you should know. Trouble falling asleep, waking up multiple times, feeling groggy in the morning. That's not something you just have to live with. In fact, poor sleep in older adults is linked to heart problems, memory decline, and even depression. Your brain needs quality sleep to flush out toxins. Your heart needs that nightly reset to regulate blood pressure and inflammation. And your joints, they do a lot of healing while you sleep. So what should you stop doing? Stop watching screens late at night. The blue light from your phone or TV, It confuses your brain and blocks melatonin, the hormone that makes you sleepy. Stop eating heavy meals or drinking too much water right before bed. That late-night snack might be doing more harm than good. And, most importantly, stop brushing it off. If you're tossing and turning every night, talk to your doctor. A simple sleep study can uncover issues like sleep apnea, which is very common after 60 and often goes undiagnosed. Here's a gentle tip that many seniors find helpful. Create a bedtime routine. Just like kids wind down with a story or a lullaby, your brain loves signals that say, it's time to sleep. A warm shower, soft music, a few pages of a light book. These small rituals help your brain settle into rest mode. Now that we've tackled these 3 habits, sitting too long, skipping strength training, and ignoring your sleep, it's already starting to feel more doable, isn't it? These aren't dramatic changes, they're gentle shifts. And the best part? They stack up. A little movement, a little strength, a little rest. Each one builds on the other, helping you feel more energized, more confident, and more in control. Because, no matter your age, you deserve to thrive. And the life ahead of you, it can still be full of adventure, laughter, connection, and joy. Let's make that happen, together. Now that we've covered sitting too much, skipping strength training, and not prioritizing sleep, let's dive into a few more habits that doctors are saying we absolutely need to stop doing after 60, because they're slowly robbing us of the energy, health, and independence we deserve. The 4th thing on the list is one that many of us don't even realize we're doing: holding on to stress and unresolved emotions. You might be thinking, but I've always been a worrier, or stress is just part of life, especially as we get older. And I get it. Stress can feel like a natural companion as we face the challenges of aging, health issues, family dynamics, financial concerns. But here's what many people don't realize. Chronic stress is a silent killer. It's not just about feeling anxious, it's about what that anxiety is quietly doing to your body. Day after day, stress contributes to high blood pressure. It weakens your immune system. It damages your heart. And yes, it even speeds up cognitive decline. But here's the good news. Stress is something we can manage. We don't have to keep carrying it around like a heavy bag slung over our shoulders. So, what can you stop doing? Start by stopping the habit of ignoring the power of deep breathing. It sounds so simple, I know, but it can completely shift your state of mind. Doctors recommend incorporating slow, deep breaths into your daily routine. Try this. Breathe in for a count of 4, hold for 4, then slowly exhale for a count of 6. Just a few minutes, a day, and you'll be amazed at how much calmer, how much more centered you feel. Another powerful way to release stress is through journaling. Writing down your thoughts, whether it's a tough moment, a memory, or just a list of things you're grateful for, can help release emotions that have been building up inside. You don't have to write pages. Even a few sentences can make a huge difference in how you feel. And if you're still feeling overwhelmed, it might be time to stop thinking you can carry it all by yourself. Talk to someone. A therapist, a counselor, a trusted professional. This isn't weakness, it's wisdom, it's self-care. And it might be one of the best gifts you ever give yourself, because emotional health, it's just as important as physical health, especially when it comes to living a long, fulfilling life. All right, moving on to the 5th thing doctors say we must stop doing after 60, skipping out on social connection. Now this one can be a little tricky, especially if you live alone or your social circle has gotten smaller over the years. It's easy to fall into the habit of thinking, I'm fine, I don't need a lot of people around. But let me tell you, loneliness is more than just an emotional feeling. It's a health hazard. Studies show that seniors who are socially isolated are at a higher risk for heart disease, depression, and even dementia. Our brains, our hearts were wired for connection. And when we don't nurture those connections, it's not just our mood that suffers, it's our entire body. So what can you do to stop the cycle? You don't have to host big parties or be the life of every room. Start small, start simple. Call a friend you haven't spoken to in a while. Send a message to a family member. Sometimes even a 5-minute conversation can lift your spirits in ways you didn't expect. And if you're up for it, consider joining something, a hobby group, a local club, a volunteer opportunity. These spaces bring not just companionship, but also a beautiful sense of purpose. And if getting out of the house is difficult, don't underestimate the power of virtual connection, a video call, a chat group, a shared online class. It's not about having dozens of people around, it's about feeling seen, valued, and heard. Because we all want to feel like we matter. And guess what? You do. Now, let's quickly revisit what we've covered so far. You've learned about the dangers of sitting too much, why strength training is crucial, how to improve your sleep, how to manage stress, and how to keep those meaningful social connections alive. Each one of these is a small piece of a much bigger picture, and together, they create a life that's fuller, brighter, and more resilient. But wait, we're not done yet. There's one last habit that many of us need to stop doing after 60, and it's one that often gets overlooked, even though it may be one of the most important of all: neglecting your health screenings and doctor visits. I know, I get it. It's easy to avoid the doctor, especially when nothing feels wrong. We tell ourselves, I'm fine, I'll go if something hurts. But that kind of thinking, it can lead to serious problems down the road. Many age-related conditions like high blood pressure, diabetes, and even cancer don't show immediate symptoms. By the time you feel something's wrong, it might already be too late for early treatment. That's why regular checkups and preventive screenings are absolutely essential. They can catch issues early before they grow, and they give you a chance to make small changes that can dramatically impact your future. And don't just think about physical health. Mental health matters just as much. Talk to your doctor about screening for depression or cognitive decline. These issues are common in older adults, and they often slip under the radar. But with awareness comes power. With knowledge comes peace of mind. And with action comes hope. So if you've made it this far, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for caring about your health. Thank you for choosing to grow, to reflect, and to take steps toward a better future. Because aging isn't about fading away. It's about stepping into a new chapter, one filled with clarity, strength, connection, and joy. You've got this, and you're not alone. Let's keep moving forward, together. As we've covered in the earlier parts, taking care of yourself after 60 requires some intentional habits. And today we've already talked about 5 major areas where small changes can make a world of difference. Now, we're going to dive into the final habit that you must stop doing after 60 to protect your health, your heart, and your independence. And this one is incredibly important. Neglecting to adapt your diet as you age. It's easy to fall into old eating habits, to stick to the same routine that worked for you when you were younger. But as we get older, our bodies change. Our nutritional needs shift. We actually need fewer calories, but at the same time, our need for certain nutrients like protein, calcium, fiber, and vitamins D and B12 increases. And if you're still eating the same foods you did in your 40s or 50s, you might be unknowingly creating nutritional gaps that can lead to serious health problems, from bone density loss to muscle weakness and even cognitive decline. So, what can you do to stop this? Start by making sure your diet includes more whole foods. Fresh fruits, vegetables, lean proteins like fish, chicken, and beans, and plenty of whole grains. You don't need to overhaul your entire kitchen, just focus on adding healthier choices into your meals, little by little. One powerful strategy: try going plant-based a few times a week. Leafy greens, nuts, seeds, legumes, they're packed with nutrients that support heart health, joint health, and even help boost brain function. Don't forget the power of omega-3 rich foods like salmon and walnuts. They're known for supporting cognitive function and reducing inflammation, 2 things that become even more important with age. And here's a simple but often overlooked tip: hydrate well. As we age, our sense of thirst diminishes, and dehydration can sneak up on us without warning. So drink water throughout the day, and eat hydrating foods like cucumbers, watermelon, and oranges. These small changes can make a big difference in how you feel every single day. Another tip: Cut back on processed foods, those high in refined sugars, sodium, and unhealthy fats. Don't just add unnecessary weight. They also contribute to inflammation, which can worsen joint pain and heart issues. And here's something deeply meaningful to remember. Diet isn't just about what you eat. It's about how you eat. Slow down. Savor your meals. Enjoy the act of nourishing your body. You might find that eating mindfully brings a sense of peace and joy that you didn't even know you were missing. Now that we've gone over the 5 habits doctors say you need to stop doing after 60, let's take a moment to review the key points. Because they all work together, like pieces of a beautiful puzzle, to help you live your best life in this next chapter. First, you want to stop sitting too much. It's time to move more, whether that means getting in a walk every day or doing some simple stretching. Second, stop neglecting strength training. Your muscles and joints need that support, especially now. Third, stop skipping sleep. Give your body and brain the rest they deserve. Fourth, stop holding on to chronic stress. Take time to breathe, journal, and talk about your feelings with someone you trust. Fifth, stop isolating yourself. Connect with loved ones, volunteer, or even just pick up the phone. And lastly, stop neglecting your health checkups and your diet. Stay up to date with screenings and fuel your body with the nutrition it needs to thrive. Now, you might be thinking, okay, but that's a lot to think about. And you're right. It can feel like a lot. But here's the thing. It's not about making huge, overwhelming changes overnight. Start small. Pick 1 or 2 things from this list and begin to weave them into your routine. Because it's those small, consistent changes that quietly build up over time and lead to incredible, lasting results. I want to remind you of something. You have the power to take control of your health and your happiness, no matter your age. You don't have to accept feeling sluggish or lonely or out of control. With just a few mindful adjustments, you can enter your later years with vitality, joy, and independence. Every day is a new opportunity to take care of yourself, to feel better, to live with purpose. It is never too late to make a change. And sometimes, it's the smallest step that makes the biggest difference. Before we wrap up, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for taking the time to care for yourself, to learn, and to grow. If you found this video helpful, please take a moment to like it, subscribe for more tips, and leave a comment below. I'd love to hear your story, your thoughts, or the changes you've made in your own health journey. Here's to living your best life, embracing the golden years with open arms, and making every single day count. You deserve it.